Marty, spell my name wrong. Hello, everyone. It's Marty with a Y. And we're here. Today is it's 2/2/22.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, and I heard it was Margarita Tuesday.
Margarita Tuesday.
Yeah, good day.
That's the 5th, isn't that? Yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
No,
That's May. Well, every day could be. Yeah. Why does it have to be
right.
a special day? We could drink any day of the week. We're adults now.
That's right.
But today's Tuesday. I'm Marty Tedeschi along with my good buddy Ken Brown, and we are your host of Local Sports Wrap Up. You can watch us on YouTube. You can get a hold of us by emailing us. That'll be up all throughout the show. Well, Ken, I haven't seen you in a week. How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been a good week. Are you hip to the Juwan Howard thing?
Absolutely.
We didn't even talk about it pre-show. I wanted to surprise you.
Yeah, it's no surprise. It's all over the internet, and then I was listening to sports talk radio like I always do, and people can be cruel. U of M fans, it was okay. He just touched them.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and then if you're not a U of M fan, it was a closed fist fight.
Yeah.
You know, he should be fired.
Yeah.
I think neither is true. I think what they did to suspend him and let him come back for the tournament is good. I didn't think the players got enough because they were throwing haymakers. One game for the kids, but. Hopefully everybody learns. Can't we all just get along? He was still full court pressing with the 15 seconds to go, down 100.
Yeah, but he was mad. He was mad that they called a timeout because they didn't want to get a penalty. I don't know. The only thing that I could relate it to for baseball was when people are stealing bases late in the game.
Right.
And they're still, and the game is determined, right? The game is determined. You already know who's going to win. They're still stealing bases. And, in baseball, that's
cardinal rule. But anymore, in the way the game's played, no lead safe. In the majors, you stealing bases with a 6-run lead, they frown upon it. But then next thing you know, 2 3-run bombs and the game's tied.
That's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can ever get enough runs, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I think the hardest part of that is it's not a good example for the kids. And I like Juwan Howard anyway. I like the Fab
He had
Five.
great success here.
Yeah, but it's a bad example. Yeah, so.
It is what it is. Your daughter's playing travel ball, the one playing college, you said?
No, my 12-year-old Carrington. She's playing travel.
Oh, you're back into that mix.
Yeah, and it's been good, but it's been busy. And it makes me feel bad about my little summer team. I want to start taking them out more because if we're going to have to play that team in season, they're ready. You know what I mean? They're playing.
They're hitting grounders in the gym, huh?
And you know what the difference is? I was talking to my buddy on the way over. Their coach is 25. The energy that he has is phenomenal. And I'm just driving here at 6 o'clock, and you're like, oh my God. Yeah. Which would be practice time normally.
Exactly. Well, this is only one day a week. So.
That's right. That's cool here.
All right. So we got wrestling. They went to the D1 state meet. 9 downriver area wrestlers advanced to the D1. Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
9 of them already. All right. Actually, the wrestling tournament resumed on February 10th. February 19th. Yes. Today's the 22nd. A total of 13 downriver area wrestlers headed to Saline for the D1 tournament to punch their ticket for the state finals. A total of 56 wrestlers were in each region. The top 4 actually went. You knew that last week. Wow, you're smart.
Yeah, well, they do that. No school had more success last Saturday in D1 than Detroit Catholic Central.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. The schools where you could handpick whoever you want. Yeah. They had all 14 of their wrestlers qualify for states.
Wow.
Including 8 who picked up the championships for the region. But Roosevelt, no slouch. They had 6 wrestlers qualify, and Woodhaven had 3.
Wow. And Alex Biondo had the best.
We've talked about him.
Yeah, he's had the best finish Saturday for Roosevelt. He actually was runner-up in the 140. And then Biondo wrestled just once, though, as he received a bye in the quarterfinals and won by pin in the semis and bowed out in the first place match due to injury. So he got injured before the finals, but he had already qualified, so there was no sense of.
We discussed that last week, too. What would you do? What would you do if you were sitting there and hurt and you're automatically top 4 or going and you're playing a championship match? Well, now we just found out. His brother, Max Biondo, along with Christian Byrne, earned third-place finishes after each lost their only match in the semifinal round. Max ended his day with a 15-6 decision over Bedford's Jack Nye, while Byrne, in his third-place match, bested South Lyons' Danny Russell, 10-7. Nice.
3 other Bears actually qualified. Christian's brother, Xavier. So they got 2 sets of brothers.
Nice.
Byrne, he actually qualified for 152. Michael Stakakis and Lou Peterson ended up with 4 fourth-place finishes, which allowed them to be in the finals. Peterson did not wrestle in the third-place match due to injury. So that's the second one. I guess they didn't want to aggravate the injury just in case.
And next weekend is, I think it's the 4th and 5th. But anyway, 2 more wrestlers for Roosevelt. They almost had a perfect day. Gabe Gibbons and Desmond King, they ended their day in the consolation semis. Woodhaven, though, one of 6 different schools that had 3 wrestlers qualify for states. The team was also one of full school. This is cute because they're one of 4 schools not named Catholic Central that had a regional champ, tying Bedford for the second most with 2.
Nathan Giroir and Jacob Navarro led the way for the Warriors on Saturday. Each finished first in their respective weight classes. Giroir was in his first place match, won by 14-5. He dominated that. And the decision over Catholic Central's Steven Schellenberg. Navarro, meanwhile, gutted out an 8-3 decision. Now, when I was younger, Marty, I promise you, Bedford was like top-notch in wrestling. So it's kind of cool that they did supplant some of those and that he actually did get a chance to beat the kid from Catholic Central.
Well, get this, that Javor and Navarro, they now have a combined 78-2 record. So they're no slouches. And then the other state qualifier for Woodhaven was Marcelo Luna, who he lost his first match to Josh Drake. He had to go down to the consolation bracket, earn a spot on the third-place match. And then in the final match of the day, he lost again to that kid. So, yeah, he'll probably see him again next week, yeah.
5 schools actually are going, it looks like Dearborn Edsel Ford, Dearborn Heights Crestwood, Northville, South Lyon, and Westland John Glenn all had 2 wrestlers qualify for state. Canton and regional host Saline had 1. So Canton and Saline had the least amount. The individual states will take place on March the 4th. Ford Field.
Ford Field. They must have just that whole football field covered in wrestling.
And we talked about it's 56 per division, right? And I know there's 8 divisions in football. I don't know if there's 8 in wrestling. If it is, that's going to be 400 and some kids out there. And they probably have it slotted. But you're right, the field's big enough.
Well, I wonder, as you get narrowed down, we had 56 advance at each. You're right. That's 400 kids. Yeah, 8 times. Yeah, okay.
Wow. Now, Ford Field will be hopping.
Should have been a math major. Now, D2, we had 22 area wrestlers qualify. Yes.
Okay. After a successful individual district meet earlier at Adrian High School, several downriver wrestlers were back in the same gym.
Right back at it. It must be a huge one of those triple gyms or whatever. We've gone to volleyball tournaments up that way, South Lyon, all that stuff. And, yes, their facilities are amazing. Of the 32 wrestlers who advanced out of the district last week, 22 went on to qualify for the state finals. Division II, Region 8. The top 4 finishers in each weight class, obviously we know that, claimed a spot. And they are also going to be at Ford Field on the 4th and the 5th. That's a crowd.
For D2, Gibraltar Carlson actually had 7 players earn a trip to the States. 5 from Allen Park punched their ticket to Ford Field. In addition, New Boston, was that New Boston Huron, Trenton, and Southgate Anderson each had 3 advance. And we're not going to leave Melvindale out as they wrapped up with 1 wrestler.
Very
to go to
nice.
state meet.
Before the finals, Carlson's coach, Lance Hassel, was recognized as the regional coach of the year.
Okay.
And his assistant, Matt Rogers, was honored as the regional assistant coach of the year. Of all the local competitors who advanced to the state finals, 6 of them won regional titles.
Wow.
Not bad.
And I think those Carlson coaches actually got that because they had 7 wrestlers in there, including Carlson's, this is a wrestling name, ready? Diesel.
Diesel.
Nice. It's
Nice.
got to be a big guy. Diesel Gesner pinned Madison Heights Lanfear's Davin Roche in the first place match. Little Timmy Simmons at 145 of Carlson battled Carlton Airport's Jack Mills for the title, and he won 7-4. And then Huron's Wyatt Martinet, 215, came away with the championship as he edged out Carlson's Gabriel Lyle.
He's, what do we talk about? He's an offensive tackle.
Yeah, he's pulling guards off. He's coming around there.
Also from Huron, Cale Whistler. He had a great year so far. He won a regional crown. In the final, he defeated Allen Park's Gryphon Alwall. This Cale Whistler, 49-1.
Wow.
Not bad, eh? Trenton's Braylon Hughes earned a victory for his first place match. Hughes's overall record's 49-2. And then Melviners Nazir Ahmed, he faced Allen Park's Santana Ramon for the title. He pinned him in the 3rd round. Ahmed moved his season record 41-2.
Yeah.
These guys can throw down.
It'd be interesting to see if those 1 or 2 losses are against each other and they're kind of just battling back and forth.
Yeah,
anyway,
could be.
It'd be good. Carlson, in addition to Lyle, had 2 more runner-ups. Eddie Light reached the championship match and gave Adrian's Connor Kruger a battle before falling 6-3. It was just the 2nd loss of the season for Light, who had a record of 46-2. Okay. Owen Sugarbaker. You got to be able to wrestle with a name like Sugarbaker. Ran into Charles White of Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the first place bout and fell in a major decision. Sugarbaker will head into the state finals with a record of 36-4.
Nice, nice. Allen Park had 2 more wrestlers take 2nd place, along with Ramon and Alwell. Jacob Campbell, he took out an unbeaten Ricardo Sands of Brother Rice, and he gave him a battle, but lost 8-4. Jason Clark, he ran into a tough wrestler in Detroit Mumford's Jamarcus Smith, who pinned him in the 1st round.
Look at Mumford High. All right. Trenton's Max Rickman actually came in 2nd. He came in 2nd. And then Allen Park had a 3rd place finisher in Brendan Peters. And then finishing 3rd from Huron was Eric Rodalusco.
And rounding up the bottom there, Anderson had 2 wrestlers take 3rd, Ryan Leonard and Jackson Sage. And then in a 4th from Carlson, in addition to Barkley, was Nathan Savinsky. And so that rounds that up. We had 1 more. D3, Flat Rock had 2 qualifiers in D3 wrestling. They'll probably, I wonder where they're going next week. Ford Field 2, I doubt it.
I bet they are going
think
to
so?
Ford Field.
Joseph Sinarski, he's 43-5. And Braden Williams, they both qualified in D3.
Hey, D3 Big Joe, if we're going to call him. He's 285. You give him his props. Big Joe.
So as you coach, you're a coach. You got your, you're coaching the young girls. You already went through it with 2 girls. That's how I got to know you. Thank goodness you signed them up for the Braves, who are signing up next couple weekends. It's a 27th,
I believe.
Yeah, and then the week after that. Look it up on the Braves Facebook page or on their website. When kids sign letters of intent, it's always nice.
Yeah.
That's why we coach. We coach, and then they also, obviously, we have to have the passion.
That's right.
If they don't have the passion to get better.
It's hard. Yeah, you can't want it for them. But it's cool to see them meet their goals and get a chance to go on. And Wyandotte Roosevelt's Aubrey Magoski signs on to run at Wayne State.
Yes, she's going to run cross country and track.
Wow.
And that's interesting. Sometimes they do one and not the other. But
Yeah. You know the hardest part about that is you run all the time. You don't have any free time for yourself if you're running both cross country and track. You do not have, I mean, you know what I mean? Your season never ends.
You know, I had a girl, that Robin, that bowled with us, and, her parents would put her bowling equipment in the car, and she'd run home from Indian Lanes. We were practicing in Indian at the time, and she'd have to run down across Goddard, over this way. But she'd do it every day almost,
And I think really with the cross country, when they're dual like that, it's because they're a long distance runner. My buddy Vince's daughter runs track, and she got a college scholarship. She had to do both. Southgate Anderson's Miranda Graham signed on to play soccer at Tiffin University.
Nice. Riverview's Madison Poe signs on to play softball at Concordia. I remember Julia's travel team going up there and playing Concordia's college team.
And it's a beautiful field that you would know nothing about. It sits in Ann Arbor, right off of 23. It's like you could tell they got money.
The whole facility, football fields right next to it. Oh, yeah, there's money there.
There's money,
without a doubt.
No, that's good. Congratulations, Madison. Allen Park's Connor Forcolo.
I like that.
Signs on to play soccer at Siena Heights University, which is in Adrian.
Okay. See, good thing you know these things. Yeah. Hey, in hockey news, Grosville and Wyandotte squared off on the 21st. That would be yesterday in the first round of Division III Region 24 action. And Roosevelt took down the Grosville Red Devils. So bye-bye, Grosville. Say that in the most loving way. I have relatives that live on the island. And it was 3-1. And they moved on to semifinals to face either Gibraltar Carlson or Riverview Cabrita United. That'll be Friday the 25th. And I will say, Roosevelt got off to a slow start, and they went they got it to 500, but they like to play the tough teams. There's a reason you play the faster, tougher teams. So when you get into the regionals, as they did in basketball, now you can succeed. Yeah. And look at that. Our Go Bears, I will say. And this Friday, next week, we'll have the results of that one.
Yeah. I like to play in a tough schedule because you don't seem overwhelmed when you get to that point. I got some hoops, boys hoops.
Okay.
And I've been following your alma mater since I had to do the show by myself. Probably.
Lincoln Park?
Yeah. But Lincoln Park's been doing really well, man. So let's see what they did this week. They actually won a game, 53-49 over Allen Park. Woodhaven beat Trenton 87-40. Wow.
10 points a quarter.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, Edsel Ford beat Wyandotte 47-45 in a nail-biter there. Gabriel Richard, 46. Erie Mason, 43. Trenton, 46. Lincoln Park, 44. Double overtime.
Wow.
They bound. Allen Park bested Wyandotte 69-58. Woodhaven won 73-59. Trying to get down to the standings. Woodhaven's at top. Woodhaven's at top. They weren't at top for 3 weeks. They are 10-3. Lincoln Park with 1 win and 1 loss this week fall to 9-3. Allen Park 8-4. Edsel 8-6. Carlson 6-7. Trenton 5-7. The Dot 3-10. And Southgate brings up the basement 1-10.
Well, I know my bowling team can take care of both Edsel Ford and Lincoln Park. Just saying. We had good success. We had a regional tune-up tournament, 6 bigger games and then 3 team game qualifiers. We qualified second. Then the girls magically they turn it on. I told them the first practice we had for regionals was yesterday. You know that thing you do when we get into the match play? We have to do that all the time, okay? All the time. You have to have that focus. So we did well. We took care of Edsel Ford, shot 190, 170. Got Lincoln Park next, 180, 170, And then we bowled the championship match against Huron, and after 2 games, we shot 170 and 178 and lost by 3 sticks. Wow. And the girl, and you know what? The girl on Huron stepped up in the 10th, needed a double to win the match, a double.
Strike.
Then she needed like a 7 count, and she threw a 9 count, something like that. You can't play defense. You can't tackle her on the approach. You know, you can't yell in her backswing. You can't do any of those things. You just sit back. All of us, 5 of us, were sitting back there, and I said, well, she needs a double to beat us. Let's see what happens. And good for her. She stepped up and did it. Yeah. You know, you could get ring and 10. Anything could happen. Yeah. You know? No. But she threw the ball and she carried. And so we had kept our head high.
No, that's
Second
right.
at a qualifier, you know.
So that second does
not
what?
in our region anyway. We're not going to bowl them.
Okay.
At the States.
So the second in the qualifier means what for your future?
It was just a runner-up finish.
Okay.
They got a little hardware.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
Coach like the hardware.
Yeah.
Coach likes the hardware.
Yeah, always, yeah.
Coach is in the hardware business.
Right. Get it from us.
That's right. That's what happened.
That's right.
So it worked out. So yeah, the Bears boys team too. They qualified first, but they got beat by the 8 seed. It happens. Bakers are tricky. You know, it's again you got 5 guys bowling one game, and a couple of misses in the boys game, and a couple of strikes on the other side, and. In fact, the number 6 seed finished second, and I'm not sure who won it. I want to say the boys lost to Southgate, but I'm not sure who won it.
So the 8 seed only won. They beat them 1 and then bowed out?
They might have got, because they weren't the finals. They weren't in the finals. But, you know.
Well, no, congrats to the Wyandotte Bears girls.
Oh, yeah, we're going strong. Now we bowl Friday morning. Our regionals are score lanes. Division I for that area, score lanes, and there'll be 16 teams in there. We're trying to top 3 go to states.
Okay.
And then the following Saturday we bowl at noon. The girls do. The boys bowl at 8 in the morning. 6 games. Top 10 go to states.
That's Friday or Saturday?
That's Saturday at noon. Friday we bowl 9 in the morning. And you have to get your tickets online. There are no tickets at the door. I want to make sure that everybody knows that. I don't have the link handy, but just go to the Michigan High School Sports, and they'll have the link set up. Local news, River Rouge football.
All right.
Corey Parker, he got hired by the University of Toledo. Now, he's the athletic director of that school also, and the football coach. He confirmed Tuesday that he's accepted a job as an assistant coach at the University of Toledo. He doesn't have far to go. He's 40, and he's making his leap from high school to Division I collegiate as their cornerbacks coach. In 2009, he took over a struggling Rouge program and turned it into a state powerhouse. Yeah. Yes, he did.
Mr. Parker actually had a great 13-year run where he went 113-34.
Nice.
Won a state title.
And you have to understand the first couple of years were probably most of his losses.
Lean. Yes.
Yes. If he was 500, he would have been lucky.
Yes.
So you figure you're losing 6, 7 a year, first couple.
And the thing that I always like when we talked about Parker before, he was the guy that if it was a COVID restriction, then he took on the next team that was ready. He didn't care. He just wanted his kids to play. And he lost that game. That was one of those.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so he was tough. In addition to winning the state title in 2019, he's also been to the finals 2 other times, came in runner-up in 15 and 20. No other downriver area program has been to more state titles games. Twice was the most that any other team had been to.
Wow.
Parker became well known for his tireless recruiting of colleges for his high school kids, right? So he's out there calling colleges saying, hey, look at this kid that I have.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you want as a player, as a parent, from your coach. You want that person to be invested in your child's
Countless
future.
Rouge players have earned college scholarships to play football. A couple of D1 kids, Rook O'Horo, Clemson.
Wow.
Reggie Pearson, Wisconsin. Darren McKinney, Iowa. All Division I schools.
Yeah. Parker himself actually went to St. Martin de Porres. We talked about that before, where de Porres was there was a Catholic school in Detroit that did really well with Greg Carter as the coach. And then he graduated from de Porres, went on to Eastern Michigan, played defensive back. And then he came back to coach, and he coached at UAD Jesuit, and then he also did Ann Arbor Huron. And then he took a role with Inkster High And I'm sure that's when Coach Carter and Devin Gardner, they were great. They were magicians in that league at that time.
He's stepping in for former cornerbacks coach Cornell Ford. He left the program last year, 2021. They are the Rockets. University of Toledo, they are the Rockets, and they finished last season with a 7-6 overall record, and they were third in the MAC, 5-3.
Yeah, 7-6 makes me think that they actually went to the a bowl game, so that's cool.
University of Toledo, they may have.
They played in the Glass House, right?
In Toledo?
Yeah, I think it's called the Glass House, the name of the stadium.
You're asking the wrong dude.
No, it's right there, man. Come on, that's big time football. That's congratulations to Parker.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. As we wrap up, we've got a few minutes left to go. Interesting article in the as we scroll, and I want to thank Alex and Frank. I've gotten to talk to both of them recently for all the hard work they do for the Mellis and the News Heralds in the area. I got interviewed, by the way, by the Wyandotte Warrior. Is that the newspaper? Yeah. They're going to have pictures of my team in there because we won the league.
That's sweet.
It was cool. I talked to the guy for 20 minutes. I'm a pretty laid-back coach, he said. Yeah, until I coach softball.
You pull a Juwan Howard. No.
Wyandott's considering putting 2 police officers in their schools on a long-term basis. Interesting concept. Wilson Middle School and the high school. And it's been approved. It's moved to the next level, whatever that means, by the Board of Education. They've been in discussions with the police chief, Brian Zalewski, and the deputy chief about a plan to hire 2 officers with the goal of having the process completed by the start of the school year. Now, from what I understand, it's a 12-year system.
12-year commitment.
Yeah.
Yep. And
they're going to pay 75% of the salary. So obviously the government started giving all the schools more money. That's good.
Yeah.
And we pay taxes. That's why you pay taxes in the state, so your garbage gets collected and, your schools are good schools.
And safe.
Does that money get wasted? Sometimes. But we're not going to that topic. Interesting, though, like we always had an officer at the school in Lincoln Park back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I remember Killian. We would talk to all of us guys. You should have a liaison, is that the word?
Liaison, yeah.
Liaison to mix, to get between the troubled kids and whatever.
At my school, we had Coach Cobb. Mr. Cobb, he was a sheriff, Washington County sheriff. Every day he was at the school, and then he coached football. But it gave kids an opportunity to have a positive relationship with a police officer as well. So you got to see him in a working environment. So it was nice, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't think of him. We knew he was the police, and when something went down, he showed he was the police. But, it was positive, man.
Yeah, so we'll see what comes of that. It's got to go through a few more processes. As we wrap up, sir, always a pleasure. We will get back together next week and do this again. We won't have the district results yet, but we will have some bowling results. We will know the qualifiers for the states in our area here in our region, and I will be happy to share that information, and hopefully the Lady Bears are in there, and hopefully the boys are in there.
Yeah.
So Ken, always a pleasure. As we wrap up, don't forget to watch us on YouTube, and get a hold of us, localsportswrapup@gmail.com. Give us some information. If your son or daughter has signed a letter of intent, email us. All right, we'll put it on. We have no problem putting it on. And
I think it'd be a good chance for the Wyandotte, the little team, the Braves. They should submit stuff too. It'd be great to talk about that stuff, man. Kids would love that.
All right, and we got to go. Time is up, and thanks for watching. Hi, Mom, and we will see you next week here on Local Sports Wrap Up.